Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rafiat and today I'm going to be showing you something really cool. I'm going to be showing you how I bake seamlessly without an oven. So sit tight and let me show you all you need to know about baking without an oven. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you get notified when I post a new video. So let's get started. In this video, I'm going to show you how I baked chicken thighs and banana bread without using an oven. So the question is, what did I use? Well, I used a pot, the regular pot you know, the pot you use to cook at home. You can use any pot, but I strongly recommend aluminium pots because it is cost effective and it conducts heat perfectly. So I have dedicated this particular aluminium pot to anything baking without an oven, anything pot baking, I'll be using this aluminium pot. And baking is simply providing dry heat to food, which is the same thing the conventional oven does, the halogen oven, the air fryer, and everything in that category. For heat source, you can use your electric hot plate, your gas, your stove, any form of heat. And the principle is simply to prevent direct contact between the base of the pot and what you're baking. And there are different ways to do it. The first method is sprinkle some salt all over the base of the pot. This is not my favorite method of preventing direct contact between what I'm baking and the base of the pot, simply because it requires quite a lot of salt, but then it works perfectly. You can also use sand or stones in place of salt, but it's not so hygienic unless you have to wash the sand or stones properly. The second way to prevent direct contact between what you're baking and the base of the pot is to use a stove stand like this one. This method works well and has pretty no disadvantage that I know of, and I've been using it for quite a while, and each time I use it, it turns out really nice. This third method is not such a popular method, but I like it because it provides enough distance between the base of the pot and what you're baking. All you have to do is use an old baking pan, turn it upside down such that the flat side is facing you. And it is on this flat side that you're going to place what you want to bake. So these are the three methods that you can use to prevent direct contact between what you're baking and the base of the pot. Whichever method you choose to use, always make sure you place it in the pot before turning your heat source on, because the pot gets really hot quickly. For the chicken, I already marinated for a few hours and now I'm transferring to a baking bowl. The baking bowl you can use in a pot is any kind that you can use in an oven, since they all use the principle of dry heat. So this glass bowl I'm using is highly heat resistant and is perfectly safe for a pot or an oven. I'm using just the stove stand to prevent direct contact between the base of the pot and my baking bowl. I gently placed the baking bowl and I covered the pot. It is at this point that I turned my heat on and I placed it on low heat. So if you're using gas, you're using stove, just make sure it's on low heat. Also, make sure you cover the pot tightly, and I'm going to bake for about 20 minutes. After about 20 minutes, I'm just going to flip the chicken over so that the other side can bake properly. Please be very careful when you're doing this because the pot is very hot. I allowed to bake for another 20 minutes, and after that, please don't open the pot because it's very hot. Allow it to cool for about 15 minutes and then you can open. And yeah, we just made spicy baked chicken without an oven. Generally for meats like chicken, turkey, beef, I recommend you bake between 20 to 45 minutes. Now I'm going to show you how to bake things like bread, cakes, pastries generally, and of course without an oven. For this banana bread, all I did was mix up the ingredients and I transferred to a paper lined baking pan. I like to line my baking pan for bread, cake with paper because it makes it come off easily. Whether I'm using an oven, I'm using a pot, whatever I'm using, I like to line the baking pan with parchment paper, what is also known as baking paper. If you're interested in knowing what I put together to make this banana bread, please check the description box. The most important thing you need to note about using this method to bake things like bread or cake is that you have to preheat the pot for about 10 minutes. Just place the empty pot on fire for it to be hot for about 10 minutes before even placing the baking pan. For banana bread and other bread loaves and cakes, I bake for 35 minutes, and please don't open the pot until this time has elapsed. Always allow to cool for some minutes before opening the pot. To know if your bread or cake is properly baked, simply insert a skewer, and if it comes out clean without having any dough attached to it, then you're good to go. This bread looks really good, thoroughly baked. I've used this pot method to bake a lot of things: bread, cakes, plantain, coconut, chicken, turkey. It works perfectly. Look at this bread now. Look at this bread. Well baked. And in summary, for baking without an oven, you have to make sure that you prevent direct contact between the base of the pot and what you're baking. You also have to make sure that your heat is on low. And finally, do not open the pot while the baking is going on so that you don't reduce the temperature within the pot. And that's it. You'll be amazed at how easy it is to bake without an oven. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do so, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. And feel free to go through my channel. I have amazing videos. Thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know what you think in the comment section. Bye.